How you doing, everybody? Randy Richard in the shop, and today is part 4 for the welding table angle adjuster. We got all the parts made in the previous videos, so be sure to go back and watch part 1, 2, and 3 and see all the parts that we made. I'm going to show you real quick what we're going to put together, and we'll just get right into getting everything assembled and mounted on the table and welded in, and just try to finish this thing, the project up. So let's jump in here and take a look. So here's the table, and you know, like I said, we've built all the swivel parts up here, the pivoting, and we've built this the center locking mechanism, which is just like a big snug, and we're just going to put a wrench on the end here to tighten this. And the of course the objective is for angle adjust from you know, from over here at 180 to over here, and we'll try to get that bar back. If we do it slow, we won't lose the bar. There we go, and you can see how that swivels. Okay, so that's the object of this video, is to get this all together and weld the tube to the column, and we'll be up and running with this thing. So thank you guys, thanks for watching, and please watch the other 3 videos of the series to get an idea what we're doing. And I'm going to have some more items for the welding table fixture plate that I'm going to do, some more mods and things like that you might find helpful for your shop. So thank you guys, thanks for watching. Let's go put this thing together. So let's see what we built here. Here's our end tube here, the tube rotator, I called it. Then we have the draw plug, and then we have the tube right here with the bearings in it. Then we have the draw bar, right? And then we'll have part of the tightening mechanism, the hand wheel. What I do to this, I'm not sure yet. So we're this here. So this goes in here, and then we'll Loctite this together in the end. This goes through here from the bearing that's closest to the end. Oh, that just goes in perfect and smooth as can be with the bearings. This will be the tightening part. Now this will not make contact here. It will make contact with the bearing and probably have about 10 or so, 15 maybe thousandths of clearance. Not much, but enough. So when that's in there tight, there is an air gap in here, and so that we'll have a little movement. And this will go over here, and we're going to drill a 5/8 hole through both of these together. Oops. And this will, you'll be able to tighten this, and it will pull up just like a large, like a snug. All right, and that fits just right. I think that'll be it. And then this tube will get welded into the vertical column of the stand. So we'll just got to punch a hole in there, and then this is already pretty much ready to install here. So I have shims here, 51 thousandths on each side, so that this is not, the drawbar plug is not flush. And then I have a small adjustable parallel down in there, you can see, to take up this space, so we clamping it tight against here and against the outer part, against those shims, against the back, the fixed jaw. And I'm sitting on some 1/2 inch high parallels. And I've edge found the tube part, and then come in 3/4 of an inch, and then I'm in the center this way with the edge finder. and it seems to be extremely tight, so I think we're going to be good. We're going to drill it easy. We're going to spot drill, and then I'm going to work it up to the 5/8. Half inch here. The 1/2 inch drill didn't want to go through the curve part down there, so I put a 1/2 inch end mill in, and then I'm running that down in there, and that's cutting right through. I have a 5/8 roughing end mill in here, and I'm going to at least start the hole with this. Actually, that's probably better than a drill. I'm just going to run that down in there. I'm not taking out a lot. That's actually working really well. I think I have enough depth to cut to run it through. That worked absolutely excellent. Now I'll do a quick measure. This is a 626 pin, fits just nice. I didn't try a 27, but 27 would probably fit through, but my rod's only 624, so that is just fine. So it slides freely when it's loose. I think we can take this out. Thank Dennis Nolan, Niagara Cutter, for supplying this end mill. This was just excellent. This is 5/8 by 5/8 by 1 5/8. A giant snug. I'll get it cleaned up. There, I deburred it and got most of the chips out. Yeah, so that looks goes right together, and that should line up just perfect. There we go. Yeah, that's gonna work, I think. All right, here's pretty much the entire assembly, except for the real handle, but we'll get this other stuff out of the way. We'll have to decide on that. So this upper end is the part that bolts up to the bottom of the table, right there. So it's all just kind of loose right now. This came out awesome. And then this has got to be welded into here still. I haven't done that yet, so that's still there, but that will be welded in. And then I'll take that off. And then down here, our snug all together, right? And that's loose, and it slides very just real nice. And then I can just turn that by hand, and I can twist it a little bit. So It's awful. It's kind of slippery, but oh, there. I could twist it a little bit, but I can't barely pull it. So once I have a better handle on here, I can. I'm just slipping now, but that's going to work. I think just. Well, it's either a couple under or it's a couple over, so I hope it's over. There we go. Perfect fit. Next is the table bottom. I've got the bottom of the plate over here on the mill. And I put some marks on here, approximate location of where the holes need to be to mount this block, right? So that's going to go on there like so, like that, right there. That's the theoretical plan, right? Now the plate is about 920 thick, not about, it is. And we're only going to drill 3/4 of an inch through or into it. I don't want to have extra holes on the top, so we're just gonna drill and tap those and mount this block on there. Yep, center line of these holes, 10 inches over. Well, it's 10 inches over to the center line of the holes there, and we're in a little bit. Gonna be perfect. Get all the marks off first. All right, this is gonna be the test fit. That should just fit, and that does. So we can continue. This rod will slip on there, and then we have a retaining washer and nut to go in there. Okay, this is our giant snug, and that is going to go in there, just like so. This is going to slip through that, like so. Should slip there and then slip out for now, just like that. That's looking good. That's perfect. And then we should be able to flip it like that, just by, you know, it'll be loose. We just loosen it up, right? And then we'll be able to flip it there and even flip it all the way over to this side, and we still have about an inch and a quarter sticking out there, which is perfect. And there's no binding or anything. That it just works as slick as can be. We can slip this is our retaining washer up here. That will just go in there like that. So you know, it has a little bit of movement, but that, boom, just slip it over and have a lever, and I'll be able to snug it in any position I want and just slip it over. Don't have to fool with it, just loosen it and then tighten it, type of thing. Looks pretty good. I have my Rhodes index on here. I didn't even think about how I was going to index this. I just threw it in here. I have an end stop on. I've already milled the one flat. We want a hex, and so I'm putting the Rhodes index on. Now I made some little handles, little thumb screws for the set screws, and this is working out real well. I'll put it this way. we go. Pretty quick. Then we'll just roll it over, dial it in on that side, and we'll be 180 out. That's what I want first off to get my depth right, to get my width right. There, I'm within one. That's good. Happy. Just happy. Okay. Not too bad for screwing this all up. This is a prime example of everything going wrong, or not thinking enough about what I was doing. It's going to make this real hard on me. So I'm at 769. I have my numbers on my dial where I need to be, and if we put this on, we can just rotate it and to the hex flats, which are the outer flats. We'll dial in this one, and then I'll just rotate it to the hexes. Could be a little bit of a back and forth here, but not too bad. All right, these are all the parts we made for the table. And first off, we made this block right here. Now this block looks a whole lot better than it did before. Before I pressed the pin in, I ran it through the surface grinder, made it real nice. So yeah, it looks a whole lot better now. Yeah, anyway, so we pressed the pin in. This is the pivot pin. Then we made the pivoting collar here, and I've welded in the rod. So that's all together. Will go like so. And then I made this washer off camera. And it's just a retaining washer. It just goes on here and holds that on. Pretty simple deal there. And then this is the tube for the lower part. Bearing in there. This was the existing bearing that was in there. And a little dirty, but yeah, not too bad. And then I put in the bearing on the other end, and we bored this end, and I just pressed that bearing right in there. It went real nice. Then we have the draw plug right here, and the draw bar. And this is going to screw in there. We're going to lock that together. Then this piece here, which I call the tube rotator, it slips over this, and the slide bar goes through. And as you pull on this, this pulls against the tube, it won't move, and then this just pulls and snugs it tight. Then we have the drawbar nut. We'll go on the long part of the thread here. Whoops. It goes on the long part here. Does goes real good. And that will draw the draw plug tight when we screw that in. Now this part here will touch the bearing on the inside, and there's just a few thousandths barely of clearance here. So actually there's like zero, looks like zero clearance now that the bearing's in there tight. So that's good. That will work. And the bearings are just to guide and keep this so it spins real free. And then we have the hand wheel adapter, I call it, and that goes on the end of there. That way, if I wanted to do something different, I would take this off, and I have a set of holes already there. And then on the end here, we have a little keeper
and a little washer. It's 5/8 in diameter with a slot in it. I put, and that will have a 1032 screw that screws on there, and then this will just drop and stop a wrench from coming off. So originally I planned on using this really old wrench that was in my pile of wrenches from my grandfather, but you know, and I made it to fit. It's 18 millimeter, and well, after I played with it, realizing that the ratchet down here is really horrible shape. It's overstressed and teeth are gone and really damaged. So this isn't going to work. It's been cool to use though. So I picked up one on eBay, 18 millimeter, a shorty ratcheting wrench, which goes right on there and slips right on real nice each way. Now I would have preferred to have one with a little switch or something, but yeah, this was like 10 bucks. It'll work. So this goes on here and this goes on here. Now gravity is going to be the big factor on this. Just so this is, so whenever it's down, this will drop. And it will drop and hold the wrench from falling off or getting knocked off. And you know, you think that might be in the way, but when you go to slip it on, you just kind of hit it there like that, hit it up, and it'll slip right on, but the wrench won't fall off. And if you want, when you want to take it off, you just hit that with your finger and it comes right off. It's a pretty simple method, especially in areas of vibration or something. This goes on. So that worked out. It's going to work, I should say. It's going to work out pretty good. So we're going to put this thing together. I'm going to put a couple drops of blue Loctite on there. It's not going to take a lot. I've already cleaned all this, so it goes together real nice. And I'm not even going to try to make that tighter than hand tight. Really, there's no need. The Loctite will cinch that once it cures. And that's going to go through here. There we go, just like that. And this works nice. It's going to go on here. Goes on there. Must be a little burr on that thread or that screw. There we go. Then of course this is going to go on there. We'll go over to the table and get these in place. Then we're going to weld this in place. I've got the table flipped on down, see, all the way. Cleaned up the paint off of here so I can weld 2 spots on both sides. So putting this together, what I've kind of decided is I put a few drops of oil on this just to lubricate. I put a few drops of oil on the pin here just to lubricate it. And what I've decided is I'm going to put this together all at once, kind of thing. Okay, now I'll slip the tube part in, right? And we're going to slip the, make sure it's in the right way here. Yeah, I'll slip this in. And the sleeve goes over that, right? No. Probably should change the name of that to a sleeve. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to slip this all together like so. and then bring it up and put it in place. Since I drop everything, like that. Then our nut goes on there. And I'll just put a drop of oil in there. It has a little bit lube. There we go. Yeah, I'm going to set this where it needs to be, and I'm going to snug these up. That makes the alignment of that pin just right. Nice and tight. All right, so since I have it kind of tight there, and then, like I said, with the wrench, we'll just slip right on here for loosening, and then flip it over for tightening. Pretty easy deal. I'm just gonna leave it loose right now. There we go. Now we're ready to weld it. I'm just gonna clean this off a little bit with some acetone, make sure there's no oil there, and we'll come in here and we'll just we'll do some tacks and weld that in. We're welded in. It was pretty nice since I could actually just fusion weld that. It was such a nice tight fit, so that's all I did. But anyway, the wrench goes on there, and all it's going to do is take about a third of a turn to tighten it. It works very nice, boom, nice and smooth. And boom. I mean, you can't move it. If I snug it like that, I can't move it at all. So, quarter to a third of a turn. Here, we'll just do that. Snug it up and full body weight on it. And I can't budge it. So, I think this is very happy with that. We'll do a little cleanup, a little paint, well, of course on there I think, and that'll be about that. And I have a couple other things to do on this. I'll show, and we'll go from there. But I think my angle adjust now is done. Just love it. Boom, just tight. Yeah, I don't know. Having to flip that, if I had a little switch on there, it would be really nice. I mean, it's going to work, but just a little bit. For a little more convenience, it would be easier to do. But anyway, that will work. All right, you guys, thanks for watching, and we'll get that cleaned up and painted, and you'll see it in the next video I do for the next mod I'm going to do for it. So thank you guys for watching, and this is a great build. It came out real good, and I really like it. So we'll catch you in the next one. Please subscribe. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to everybody. And in the new year we'll have a lot more videos, a lot more projects, I'm sure. I got to finish the cement mixer, that's for sure. But the wintertime is really hampering my work out there on that. But we'll get the bearings done here after the new year.